Hello, YouTube. This is going to be a really quick video. Um, I wanted to try a new editing software that I could use directly from my phone because usually when I'm inspired to talk about something, I don't have time to run back to my laptop. It's so much easier to just record on my phone. So if you remember, probably about a year and a half ago, I started doing using an editing software on my laptop, maybe even 2 years ago. And it allowed me to do like the intro and then the exit photos and of the logo and stuff. Um, and I really loved that, but it was like this whole thing that I had to do through my laptop. And I appreciate that because it was my eldest son who kind of hooked me up with that. And it worked for a little while, but I found I was missing too much, and then I was inconsistent with my videos and all that. So in any case, it was actually my youngest son who was telling me about a different editing software that I can use on my phone. And I was talking to a friend who's also a content creator, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I use that." And I was like, "Okay." So I actually did it on my next video that I already recorded, um, because I made a faux pas in the recording. I said, I was, in any case, you'll see if you watch it. But I used the editing software to do that all up. And then I was like, wow, while I'm at it, I can do the intro and everything else. But I figured I'd do this interim video with the intro and stuff just to kind of explain that I'm going to try and start adding that into my videos again. Because it's quirky and I like it. So hopefully you like it too. I just I had fun putting that logo together, and I love creative projects like that. That's fun for me. Art. I do like a lot of drawings and stuff too, or even writing. I love writing, poetry, and even my memes. Although I've kind of gotten away from that a little bit. So I don't know. I do things when they kind of when I'm inspired, right? So I feel like when we do things out of obligation, or if it's like obligatory, it's not as genuine. Hint on the next video. It's not as authentic because it's forced almost. And even when you can be creative in the moment, it's not the same as when you're inspired, right? When you're inspired to talk about something or to draw, usually drawing helps with inspiration, because it opens up that part of your brain and things just tend to flow better. So any kind of artistic endeavor, whether it's music, writing, drawing, I don't draw like real things. That's not how my brain works. When I draw like abstract. I draw art that's abstract. And I have books full of different pictures that I've drawn over the years. At one point in my life, that was a means of escape for me. Well, not even escape, but it was a way to kind of sit with my emotions. It was an outlet, let's put it that way. Same with my poetry in the past. I found that I got away from poetry for so many years because all of my best poems were written in pain. That was how I kind of processed and managed those emotions in a artistic way. And I guess that's a way of transmuting, right? You take something that maybe has this one type of energy signature to it, and you create something with it, something that's productive, right? Productive doesn't always just mean money. It just means you're producing something. You're creating something that comes from your heart. And that can be really therapeutic. And that's why we have like art therapists out there. So people often, well, I'm not going to go there. But in any case, it works. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like a whole thing. And it worked for me in my life. As a little life hack is when I was in my darkest moments, I always made time to create. I made time to transmute the energy. All that's meaning is I'm taking a negative emotion, one that isn't really serving me because it's keeping me in a hole, and I'm making something beautiful with it. Okay? Pain doesn't have to be, not that we ever want to really induce pain for ourselves or others, but it doesn't always have to be as ugly as we perceive it to be. I've done some of my most beautiful work from a place of pain. So I'm not, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be in pain. Hence why I created the work. But we all have pain in our life. It's the suffering that's optional. We don't have to suffer. That is a choice of, do I continue to go down this rabbit hole? Do I continue to identify with this? Do I continue to feed a belief system of disempowerment? Or do I take my power back? Be productive. Use anger to fuel my productivity versus make me bitter, if you will. Just some thoughts. It's not really what I came on here to talk about, but you know me. I can talk about anything. Anything, anytime, with anyone. That's who I am. And that's all right. It's a strength for a reason. And not everyone's going to want to talk to me. Not everyone's going to like what I have to say. And that's okay. They're not my peeps. Right? That's all right. You know, I don't like everybody that I meet either. Why would I ever expect everybody to like me? Think about that. I don't hate anyone. I just don't necessarily want them at my table. So, like I say to my boys, you do you, boo. And I just wanted to introduce you to this new technology I'm starting to play with because I don't know. I like new. I like doing things. I love technology, and why not? You know, you only live once, so play. Creative things is my playground. So it doesn't mean it's always going to be perfect. There's always someone that's better at it, but that's okay. As long as I'm having fun, not hurting anyone, and be mindful that, you know, I'm also trying not to be obligatory. I'm just trying to be real. I'm highlighting that because that's my next video. But in any case, I hope you're having a good one, and I'll talk again soon. Bye.